Last year, I tried to collect as many Shrek DVDs as I could in 24 hours. I challenged myself to see how many copies of Shrek I could collect in 24 hours. And I walked away with 32 copies. Wow. That's a DVD every 45 minutes.
Bruh.
Since that video, I've given a few DVDs to some friends and family, but as of right now, I have 10 copies of Shrek, including my childhood VHS. 12 copies of Shrek 2, which one of my favorite finds of last year was this bootleg. Quick side note, I actually watched this copy of Shrek 2 with some friends, and we got to the part where Shrek gets turned into a human, and then it skips all the way to the end of the movie where he's riding the giant gingerbread man and he gets stuck in the moat. So it doesn't even play the whole movie. I just thought you should know. And finally, I got 6 copies of Shrek 3, one of them being a sealed exclusive copy from Walmart. Honestly, a pretty good attempt for my first year, but this year's goal is simple. Get more Shrek movies than last year. It all started when I got my morning coffee. And started to stare at my life-size M&M display. As I looked into its gaze, I started to hear eldritch whispers, learning everything that could possibly be understood in this corporeal world and all tangible thoughts beyond. During my second crowning, I look over to my Shrek collection, and right below it I saw an empty spot, and I said, I could put Shrek on that. So let's start at Goodwill, where I was able to find 5 Shrek DVDs. Which is a great start considering that last year my first spot had 0. And let me tell you, I went to every Goodwill, thrift store, disc replay, and a lot of stores were empty, no Shrek at all. So I'm only going to show the bountiful spots. And I guess this also happened.
She was looking kinda dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead.
Okay, enough of that. Now to the next spot, disc replay. Last year, this location pulled the most copies.
3 copies of Shrek 2 and 4 copies of Shrek 3. Bro, we hit double digits, let's go!
And this disc replay did not disappoint. They had a variety of 13 Shrek DVDs, and some astute viewers may have spotted the collection box in the back, but they ended up not having all the discs to the sets, so I ended up leaving it. The first disc replay was such a great success, I went to another. They had 6 copies of Shrek 2. Wait, is that a Canadian version? But honestly, this spot was very well stocked, and one of the best disc replays I've ever been to. The guy working was really nice and even cleaned one of the discs for me so it would run better. Also, before I left, he showed me that they had some copies of Shrek the Last Chapter on Blu-ray, bringing the spot's total to 10 copies. Ending the first day with 28 Shrek movies. But we still had the rest of tomorrow to make the number bigger. Just like how you could help make my number bigger by subscribing, last year, this channel was so small I was talking about my dream of owning a play button someday. But now I have one. But wouldn't it be so much sicker if I was able to get the gold play button this year? But enough of the shameless plug, because in the morning, we're getting IHOP. Don't worry, IHOP sells waffles, but watch me devour this plate of chicken and waffles in 15 seconds, not even sped up. After breakfast, I headed out to...
Hey now, you're an all-star.
We're still doing this bit.
Get your game on, go play.
I just went to another Goodwill. There was a few people by the DVDs, so I didn't film, but I walked away with 6 more DVDs. So a pretty good start to the rest of the challenge. And after that, another Goodwill was on the menu. I was able to pull 2 more copies. But the biggest W from today was this local video game store that sells DVDs in the back, and we love to see DVD sections like this. Originally, I had found 6 DVDs and thought that was a pretty good haul. But then I found 2 more. And then I found 2 more after that. The rest of the day, I visited some mom and pop thrift stores, but didn't end up finding anything. But before tallying up the final results, let me show you some interesting things I found. So I ended up getting 4 copies of Shrek Forever After on Blu-ray. Turns out, 2 of them are in different languages, which is pretty cool. Another thing that I like about these Shrek DVDs is they have ads from way back when. Look at that. Shrek Band-Aids? You know how cool it would have been if I would have had a Shrek or Donkey Band-Aid? All I had was the generic. Where were these when I was a kid? They also have these Swamp Mini M&Ms.
I kind of understand why they don't make them anymore, because I wouldn't want to eat those. Funny enough, this Shrek 2 copy has the Penguins of Madagascar Christmas movie in it, which you'd think Shrek the Halls would, but no, it's just Tyson Chicken. One of my favorite ads was this guy right here, because there's so many things in here. Like, look, the Shrek General Mills cereal. Do you think it turned the milk green? Now we have Shrek Kid Cuisine. I think I'd enjoyed that as a kid. Oh, and look at our friend, the M&M Minis. Yeah, I see it's free. I wonder why.
All in all, we ended up with 46 Shrek movies, which is in fact more than last year. I love doing this series, and I want to continue pushing myself to get even more copies every year. But that's all I got for this year, so thank you guys for watching, and let me know what you thought about this year's video. But till next time, peace. Hey, if you like this video, here's the video from last year. Also, I finally pulled the Golden SpongeBob. And if you want to hear the full story behind what it took to pull it over 2 years, I also left that up there for you too.